Everybody, CW here, Card Wolf, because I'm always on the hunt for great cards. And today, we got a little collection, and this is a small collection, probably about half the size of the last one I opened, but since it is a collection, I invited my nephew Jer to come over and help me with it.
Hello.
He is here with me, and we're going to go through this together. Jer doesn't know what this collection is of. It could be Garbage Pail Kids for all Jer knows.
Yeah, it could be.
Thankfully, it is not.
That is good.
Yes, it is football cards, because Jared does collect football and baseball, much like myself. The thing that will be different about this, it is vintage football. These are cards from the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Oh, wow.
And I invited you over because I don't think you have any cards that old in your collection.
I do not.
Yeah, so I'll give you some of these to take home, because I think everybody should have a little of that in their collection.
Cool.
I don't know how many of these players you'll recognize. That's also kind of a fun reason I invited you over, because I wanted to see how many of these players actually you recognized.
Probably like one if I'm lucky.
No, I think it'll be more than that. This is a collection. We'll get Mr. Kershaw to help us open this, and we'll get underway here. This is a collection that I don't know all of the cards in it. I saw probably about half the cards, and so I'm hoping that the rest of the cards are pretty good. And we'll see here. This is an unusual way to mail stuff. You put a box inside of a flat rate envelope, which I don't think is how the postal system wants you to use their flat rate things. But, it got here safely, and it probably saved the seller a lot of money. And as always, I will tell you at the end of the video how much I paid for it. So the mystery will be saved until then. All right, he really taped this thing up. Let's see if that'll do it. That will not. Oh, we'll do it. All right, very good. All right, this is a little homemade box. As always, practice good knife safety and keep these out of the reach of small hands or nephews.
Hey.
All right, so here we go. Here are the cards. There's a little mild warping in there, but that is not an issue, really. You can put these in a sleeve and put them in a top loader, and they will straighten up with really no problem. So we're going to take this spacer out over here. As I said, these are football cards from the 70s, the 60s, and the 50s. I know that there are some Hall of Famers in here, and I'm hoping that we get some really good stuff that are among the cards that I couldn't see. So we'll start off here. These are 1973s, I believe. I'm going to double check that. Yeah, these are 1973 cards. We'll see how many of these are. If you recognize any names, speak up.
Okay.
All right. I'm not going to read all the names. I'm just going to kind of flip through these pretty quick. I did not see these in the listing, so I'm not aware of what any of these cards might be. So far, it's all pretty much commons. Not seeing anything particularly special here. J.D. Hill looks very happy. Is he missing a tooth? Or is that a gold tooth?
Might be a gold tooth.
I think it is. Yeah, it's a gold tooth. All right. Well, he's happy about his gold tooth. I can't really blame him. Willie Brown. That is a good one. Willie Brown, great cornerback for the Raiders. Let's see if we can pull something better than that, though. A lot of these are commons, but, these are in pretty good shape. That one's terribly miscut. But for the most part, these are in pretty good shape. The corners are fairly nice. Mercury Morris, great running back for the Dolphins. Larry Little. I think both of those guys were on the famous unbeaten Dolphins team from 72, was it? Do you remember?
It's hard to think that the Dolphins were ever undefeated.
Yeah, I know. They were really good back then, though. Fred Dreyer, who became a TV star, he was in a couple of television shows. His hair looked different than that when he was on TV.
I would hope so.
Yes. Gene Washington, really good wide receiver for the Vikings. Let's see. Lyle Alzado, I think he also became an actor. He was a really big burly guy. He eventually had a beard. Nice checklist. Unmarked checklists actually have a little bit of value. All right, so those were 1973. I'm just going to put those in a separate stack over here. And here are some 1977s, which is one of my favorite year of football cards, honestly. And John Hanna is a Hall of Famer. So that's a nice one. And I did not see this stack as well. Jeff Seaman, 4 of those. That's a lot. Chuck Muncie. He was a really good running back for the Saints quite a long time ago, but that's a good card. That might be his rookie. You want to check that one?
It is.
It is his rookie. That's awesome. I do not have a Chuck Muncie rookie, so that's a nice score for me. Cliff Branch, another Hall of Famer for the Raiders. These are in really nice shape, I think. 1977. How old is that?
Oh, quick math.
Come on, you're in high school. You should be able to do math really easily.
I'm barely passing my own math class.
Kind of like how when I was in school. All right, you want to go through a stack?
Sure.
All right, I'll try to do the math in the meantime. All right, see how you do.
Bear with me, because I know none of these people.
Yeah, you don't have to read
So
the
far.
names. I'll just stop you if you hit somebody really good. Ray Guy, he's in the Hall of Fame as a punter, so not a lot of value in that card, but still a nice card to pull. Another Lyle Alzado. You can see the beard I was talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah. That's a nice beard. Ooh, Seahawks.
Yeah, you can pull one of those Seahawks cards out, or I'll pull it out at the end and we'll give you whatever you want. Jim Langer, he I don't think he is in the Hall of Fame, but he was a good center for the Dolphins for several years. Now, you can probably tell from the texture of these cards that these are a little bit different from the modern cards. They have more of a cardboard feel to them.
Emmanuel Zanders instead of Sanders.
Yeah, Xanders. A good card to pull. I'm trying to think of what was in 77. I think the Leroy Selman rookie is in 77. That would be a nice one to pull. Also, tons of Hall of Famers. There's one right now, Joe Green. Have you heard of Mean Joe Green?
Nope.
Mean Joe Green was on the Steelers in the 70s, and he was a dominating defensive lineman. He was so good that I think it was Coke used him in a commercial in the 70s that was very famous because he was known as this vicious tackler. And Coke used him in a commercial where he was this really nice guy who gave a kid his jersey after a game. It was a touching commercial. It brings a tear to my eye even now just thinking of it.
Makes me want to buy a Coke.
Doesn't it? For Bill Simpson. Coleman, I don't. A lot of these players were just Vince Papel. I think that is a rookie for him. Yeah, that is, I believe, a rookie for him, and I believe there's some value to that card. Franco Harris, have you heard of him?
Nope.
Come on, Franco Harris, really? He was also with the Steelers. That card's terribly off-center, so there's probably not much value there. And he was a 1,000-yarder back when 1,000 yards actually meant something. It doesn't tell me how many games, but I think back in, this is a 77 card back then, I think they played maybe 12 games a season.
Oh, wow.
So 1,000 yards was a big deal. Fran, bring it over. Yeah, there we go. See if we can get the there we go. That looks good. All right, Fran Tarkington. Have you heard of him?
Nope.
Dude, Fran
sorry.
Tarkington also in the Hall of Fame and a fantastic quarterback, and that's a sweet card. That is really nicely centered. A little edge wear there, but not a bad card. Jack Lambert.
Nope.
Dude, Jack Lambert was probably the most dominating middle linebacker of the 70s. He was on the many Super Bowl teams that the Steelers fielded back then, and these are, I mean, some of these cards feel pretty pack fresh, aside from the warping, and, well, you know, some of these are also miscut, which is irritating. But, yeah, if you see anything you're excited, Jer's going through, he's rifling through stacks of cards over there. If you see anything you're really excited about, obviously you can take it out, and I'll send it home with you. All right, it looks like we've got another stack of 1977s here. Walter Johnson, not to be mistaken for the great one of the all-time great pitchers in the major leagues, different guy altogether. Daryl Stingley. Daryl Stingley is actually sort of a tragic story. He is one of the very few players to have suffered an injury on the field that left him paralyzed. That was a very sad thing. I remember that back in the day because I am much older than you.
There's like, why does this remind me of Snoop Dogg, kind of?
I don't know. Cliff Harris, good safety for the Cowboys. Cowboys were in the Super Bowl several times back then, too.
Yeah.
Otis Sistrunk was an All-Pro several times for the Raiders. Kelly Kilmer, Roger Carr. He was Terry Bradshaw's backup. Have you heard of Terry Bradshaw?
Yeah, I know Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah. You know him because he's an announcer, right?
Well, that's how I first knew of him, and then I learned about his football days.
Yeah, he was quite a good quarterback for the Steelers and led them to some great Super Bowl victories. John Fitzgerald. Ken Houston, good center for the Redskins for several years. Steve Grogan, that's a record breaker card. Jim Marshall, Oj Simpson.
I know him.
Pretty sure you know him.
I know him.
You know him.
Yes.
Yeah. Oj Simpson was just released on parole, actually.
Oh, really?
From his, I think he was convicted of armed robbery or some sort of theft charge. I don't remember. But yeah, he just got out. And Fran Tarkington, we just talked about him. He was a great quarterback for many, many years. What did he held the record when he retired for most yards passing in a lifetime. Drew Brees has that record now, I think.
Wow,
But,
so it took that long for that record to be broken.
It did, yeah. As far as I know, although, you know, I'm not sure if maybe Montana or Steve Young might have broken that record before. I'd have to look that up. I think that record was broken sooner than Drew Brees. Isaiah Robertson, good linebacker for the Rams. Calvin Hill, I think he's in the Hall of Fame. I'll have to check that, but yeah, he was a long-time running back for the Redskins, quite prolific. Jim Zorn, there's another Seahawks, most passing yards by a rookie in a season.
Go Seahawks.
Yeah. And we're just about done with these 1977 cards. I think the next stack will be other years. Isaiah Robertson, good linebacker for the Rams.
Okay. He broke the record set in 1961 by Vikings Fran Tarkington.
There you go. Yeah, Tarkington was a really good quarterback. He's in
Whoa.
the Hall of Fame. He was a very good quarterback. So, you want to do a stack, or you want me to?
Sure.
These look like
Sure.
we're getting into some. Oh yeah, these are cards from the 50s.
Oh, I definitely won't. If I know one person from here, I'll be lucky.
Yeah, unless we pull something really great from here. And I did not see what was in the older cards, so I'm not really sure. Sam Huff, he's a Hall of Famer. That card's in terrible condition.
But it looks so cool.
But it is a cool card, and he is a Hall of Famer. This is from Fleer. Actually,
Oh, wow.
Fleer used to print cards way back in the day, and this is a really rather old card. Tobin Rote. Have you heard of Tobin Rote?
Nope.
Dude, okay, Tobin Rote. Most people, honestly, I'm giving you a hard time, but most people do not know who Tobin Rote was, so I'm going to
He's
give
a quarterback for the Lions.
Thanks. I'm going to give you a little history lesson on Tobin Rote. This is an old Topps card. I think this might be 59, 58 maybe. Anyway, Tobin Rote was the original running quarterback.
Oh, really?
You think of Lamar Jackson, and then you think, okay, you can trace it back to Michael Vick, and you can trace it back to Randall Cunningham, and you think that was where it ended. But Tobin Rote, way back a long time ago, was the guy, and for years he held the record for most rushing yards by a quarterback.
I did
for
not know
many
that.
years, and I think he's still like in the top 5 or the top 7.
Wow.
I mean, he was a really good player, and nobody even knows who he is anymore. And he was a great player.
Wow.
And it was, his, I don't know if Michael Vick or Randall Cunningham were even aware of Tobin Rote or thinking about Tobin Rote, or if they were just playing the way that they naturally felt like they could play. But he was the guy who was really the first one to do it like that. So I'm happy to have that card. I do not have that card, so that's a winner for me. All right, let's see what else we have here. Abner Hayes, nice Saints checklist. Oh, that's a nice old one. Look at that.
Schwartzline football team.
Some of these team cards do have some value, and that is a nice shape. This is a Philadelphia Gum card. That is not a company that makes cards anymore. It was called Philadelphia Gum. And much like the Topps cards, they came out, with a stick of gum in the wax back.
Oh, nice.
And they made some very nice cards back in the day. Nice Redskins team card, too. That's a little off-center, but that's pretty great.
Oh, with a checklist on the back.
Yes.
McCormick. I love that name.
Yes. Roosevelt Brown. He was a good offensive lineman. Nick Bonacani, I know that he was on that unbeaten Dolphins team. He was the running back there. Gail Sayers. This is one of the cards that I did see, and it was one of the reasons that I bought this lot, because I PC Gail Sayers. Have you heard of Gail Sayers?
Nope.
Dude, you're killing me here.
Hey,
Gail Sayers is one of the greatest.
I'm one of one so far. Or one of like
Well,
5.
That's not bad. But still, Gail Sayers is a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest running backs who ever played the game. If you've never seen highlights of Gail Sayers, go on YouTube when you get home and check out Gail Sayers, because he is awesome.
Is he as good as Marshawn Lynch?
Marshawn Lynch isn't even like in the top 50 running backs of all
What do you
time.
mean? Beast mode, though?
Come on.
He's so good.
Marshawn Lynch definitely was good, but
He's one of the best.
Gail Sayers. You watch Gail Sayers and you're like, oh yeah, I guess Marshawn Lynch was okay. Gail Sayers, Jim Brown, Barry Sanders.
Is he like Derrick Henry?
Well, Derrick Henry is like Jim Brown. And Derrick Henry is really good. I might put Derrick Henry in the top 10 at this point. He's really, really good, and you can see what the Titans are like without him.
Right.
So, that's a difference maker kind of player. But this is, I think, is Gail Sayers' last card. This was late in his career, and several years into his career, he had an injury, and he was never really the same running back after that. But you look at the old black and white films of Gail Sayers early in his career, and he just was amazing. The guy was unstoppable. There aren't many running backs like him. Nice checklist card you got there. I like that. Who's that?
If we said his name, Tarkenton.
Fran Tarkenton. There he is, Hall of Famer. Got a lot of Tarkentons. I like that. Charlie Sanders. Oh, what is this? This is a leaders card. Okay. Those are both, I think, kickers. Because usually the scoring leaders are kickers, and I'm pretty sure those guys are both kickers. Yeah, most of those names on the back there are kickers.
Yeah.
So, not a lot of value there. So these, I think, are 1970s. 1970. Yeah, 69 is the last season, so these are 1970. And most of these are commons, and some of these are pretty beat up too, so I'm not. Gino Marchetti, all right. That is
with
a
the
nice
Baltimore
one.
Colts.
Baltimore Colts. I know, that's why I know who he is. Gino Marchetti was, you hear about guys these days the announcers will call a hitter. Gino Marchetti was a hitter. This guy just was brutal on the field. This, I think, is an old Philadelphia, yeah, it is. It's an old Philadelphia gum card too, and you can see 9 times Pro Bowler, 8 times All-Pro. He is, yeah. He's in the Hall of Fame for good reason. That's a nice card. I do not have that one, so that's very nice. There's another old Baltimore Colt, Sandusky. These are old cards. I really love seeing these old vintage cards like this. You don't find a lot of lots these days that carry this kind of age to them. That is a cool card. I used to love those because it actually outlines the play for you. That's in terrible shape. It's got what looks like a crease or a rip at the bottom, but very neat card.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Put that back up here. It's pretty cool. Charlie Taylor, there's a Hall of Famer, and I believe this is his second year card. It's horribly miscut, but it is his second year card. That's a really nice card to have. I believe I have this card, but this might be about the same condition mine is in. Yeah, it's got a very soft corner down there. What is that? I do not recognize that.
It is this kicker.
Oh, Danny Villanueva.
Yeah, trying to make a field goal.
That's cool. I do not have that card. I like it. Put that one back up here too. Perry Lee Dunn. Sam Huff, Hall of Famer. We got one of his cards earlier. This is an older card and a nicer card. I don't know if that's his rookie or not. I'll have to look that one up. That's a sweet card. Sam Silas times 3.
That one's not cut
that one
good
is
at all.
Really badly cut. Frank Ryan again. Roosevelt Greer looking high as a kite.
No kidding.
Nice team card of the 49ers. Not bad. Mel Triplett. And who is that? The Browns win the NFL passing title. Oh, Browns Plum wins the NFL. Okay, very good. All right, well, it's really great to see these much older cards in here. This was one of the reasons I was really drawn to this lot, because it's hard to find older cards, and some of these are not in great shape, but some of them are really quite nice. Let's see if we come up with a good one here. There's another team card, that one of the Packers. I'll put that over there. John Hadel was a longtime quarterback in the NFL. And there's Milt Plum, who was on that Browns card we saw earlier. He also played quarterback for quite a while in the NFL. Ron Mix. There's Milt Plum again. Well, that one gets the award for worst cut card of the box.
No kidding.
Leroy Kelly, that one is horribly off-center. That's pretty amazing. Floyd Little, he was a very good running back for several years. John Mackey, another Colt. I'll take that one. Elijah Pitts. That's a cool-looking card. I like that one. More. We have a lot of milk plums. You should add one of those to your collection, I think.
Sure.
He was a pretty good quarterback for a while.
Oh, that one's with the Rams.
Who's this guy?
Terry Bradshaw.
There's a Bradshaw.
I've heard of that name.
Yeah. Yeah, since you know him, I'm going to give you that one.
Yes.
That should be a nice card for your collection there. He's obviously in the Hall of Fame. And
not his rookie, though.
it is, no, if it was his rookie, I would have recognized it, and I wouldn't have perhaps been so generous.
Well, if it was his rookie, I would have just, like, kind of snuck it away.
Ah, right. Yes, yes.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Lance Alwarth, also in the Hall of Fame, and when he retired, he held several records for receivers, as I recall. I think he still holds a couple. I think he has the record for most touchdown receptions over like 60 or 70 yards or something. I mean, he was a very good receiver for several years. Fred Biletnikoff, have you heard of the Biletnikoff Award?
Nope.
Well, it's named after him. He was a very good receiver for many years for the Raiders, and you can look that one up too. Larry Zonka was on that unbeaten Dolphins team, and he was there. He was kind of a Derrick Henry style running back. He wasn't as good as Derrick Henry.
Just running through everybody?
Yeah, he just would plow into people and try to knock them down. He was a very hard-nosed guy. Bubba Smith. Have you heard of Bubba Smith?
I love the name Bubba, but I've never heard of him.
Yeah, actually, that's your nickname. Doesn't your younger brother call you that?
Yes.
You got to take Bubba Smith then. That's a good card. Deacon Jones with the Chargers there. He's pretty happy about that. I don't think that's...
He also looks high as a guy.
He does. Well, it was the 70s.
Yeah.
Things happened.
Yeah.
Marv Hubbard, running back for the Raiders. Let's see if we get some good cards in that. The beginning of this stack had some nice cards in there. Let's see if we can come up with some more here. Gary Premian, he was also on that unbeaten Dolphins team. Bob Lilly, I think he's in the Hall of Fame too. I'll have to check that. He was very good for several years. Macarthur Lane, I always liked Macarthur Lane. He was, I think he was with the Cardinals earlier in his career, but then he got traded to the Packers and seemed to do a little better with the Packers. Paul Warfield, that is a good wide receiver. Always liked Paul Warfield. I'm going to hang on to that one. Daryl LaMonica, longtime quarterback in the NFL and very good quarterback too.
Bob Lilly is in the Hall of Fame.
Nice.
And he's still alive.
Nice. So I could even send that card away perhaps and get it signed. Check Daryl LaMonica. I think he might be in the Hall of Fame. He's one of those borderline guys. Merlin Olsen. Have you heard of him?
I have.
Why is that?
Because Merlin Olsen Field.
Yes, yes, that's right. He went to Utah State University, which is nearby where we live, and Merlin Olsen is a legend around here. So that's a nice card to find. Eugene Upshaw, great guard for the Raiders, and I think Gene Upshaw went into the administration of the league for many years. Should probably speed this up. This is becoming one of my longer videos, and I don't know if people really... You have to let me know in the comments if you like Calvin Hill. I believe he is also in the Hall of Fame. You have to let me know if you like the long-form videos or not.
I don't believe that this dude is in the Hall of Fame.
He's not. He played for a long time for the Raiders, but all right, he's not in the Hall of Fame. I'll put him back over here in this stack. Rockne Freitas. You don't get a lot of guys whose first name is Rockne.
Or last name is Freitas.
Well, I suppose not. There's another nice checklist card coming up here. Willie Lanier, good linebacker for the Chiefs for many years. That's unmarked, so that's a good one to keep. Carl Eller, great defensive lineman for the Vikings, who came into the league looking about 85 years old and never changed.
He looks like that one actor. I can't think of his name now.
I don't know.
I'll figure it out.
Anyway, Carl Eller is in the Hall of Fame for sure, and he is really, that's a nice card to find, a couple of those. Happy to get that. Otis Taylor, serious airbrush job on that card. Look at that. There's major airbrushing going on there.
Samuel L. Jackson.
You think so?
I do.
I guess a little bit. You can see that a little bit. All right, let's see what else we've got here.
His hair. Yo.
That guy's hair?
Oh, man.
We just had a little dropout technical difficulty there. Not sure why that was, but anyway, I don't think we missed very much. So we're going to continue on. Nice checklist card we're going to put over here. Let's see what else we've got here. There's Rockne again. And go through these. Not much here. Bill Kilmer. He was a good quarterback for many years. And this is the very last part of the collection, so we'll take these out. Len St. Jean starts us off there. Willie Brown. Willie Lanier. Another Nick Bonacani card. Got quite a few of those. You heard of that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I should hope so. Roger Staubach.
I'm 3 of 8.
3 of 8?
3 of 8.
All right. I'm glad you're keeping track. I got 2 of those, so you get to take one of those home too.
Yes.
Why don't you take that one? Jake Putkus, you heard of that guy?
Yes, I have,
Yeah,
actually.
there you go. He is a perennial All-Pro for his whole career, and he is in the Hall of Fame. He was great.
He's also known for his amazing name.
His amazing name, yeah. He was a great player. Really good. Merlin Olsen. Wow, what is going on with Merlin Olsen in that picture?
I think you see his cheeseburger sitting on the ground.
Oh, maybe. Man, that would scare me. If I saw him running down the field towards me, I would run the other way.
Or just like lay on the ground and curl up in a ball.
Maybe. Craig Morton became quarterback for the Broncos, and I know he led them to the playoffs. He might have even put them in the Super Bowl. Another John Mackey card from the Colts. Jim Bacon. Mike McCoy. Another Merlin Olsen. Well, you should take that one home. Got 2 of those. You need to have a Merlin Olsen, I think. You know who'll be happy to see that card? Your grandfather.
Probably.
Will like to see that card.
Let's not show him.
Pretty sure he doesn't watch my channel, so I don't think you need to worry. There's another Merlin Olsen. We got a few in here. That's pretty neat.
He is a scary man.
He was a very good player. Reggie and Merlin Olsen also went on to star on TV as well.
Really?
He was an actor for many years. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Reggie Rucker, I think he was a Heisman Trophy winner. Maybe not. I can't remember. You'll have to look that one up too. I can't recall. But he was a very good athletic player. There's another Lance Alwarth. Nice to find that one. Another Fran Tarkington. And a couple of Art Shells. That's pretty cool. I don't know if that's an Art Shell rookie or not. It doesn't appear to be. Maybe it is.
I think it is.
Yeah, maybe it is. No, he's played in 70 consecutive games, so that's clearly not a rookie card at all. But that's a nice card. Art Shell is in the Hall of Fame, and I believe he coached the Raiders for a while after he retired. So overall, I've got a pretty big stack of cards that are keepers for me, or at least cards that I'm happy with. Cards that are Hall of Famers, cards that I feel like were nice pickups out of that. And I've got a lot of common cards as well, and a really great miscut Leroy Kelly card there.
How bad do you...
I mean,
that person probably got fired.
I didn't look at the back. Is the back... Yeah, the back's pretty badly cut, too. That's pretty...
Well, we know who the other person was.
Yeah, that's right. Maxie Palm. Okay. Well, there you go. So anyway, that is about... I think that's between 300 and 400 cards, if I'm remembering what the listing said. And
seems about right.
I was pretty happy with that. What do you think of that?
I think it was pretty good, actually.
I think it was pretty good. You got the Terry Bradshaw. There was only one Bradshaw, but you got it. You get to take that one home and add to your collection.
Pretty sure it's a rookie. But
I don't know about that.
It was 1 year off from a rookie.
Was it? It was a second-year card?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's still a pretty good card then. That's still got some value to it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good card to add to your collection. So anyway, I think I did pretty well with this. A lot of Hall of Famers in here. Some really old cards, too. It's very hard to find nice lots that include vintage cards, so I was pretty happy about that. I guess I'll tell you what I paid for it, and you can tell me if you think I got a good deal. I paid $120, including shipping and postage, for this lot.
I think you could have gone with 80.
80? You think I should have gone with 80?
Yeah.
So you're not sure? You think maybe I didn't make a good deal?
I think you got a lot of good cards, but I also think most of them were common.
Yeah, most of them are common. There's no question. Though,
maybe $100, but...
Well, it was $100, but then when you add in tax and shipping, it ended up being $120. Pretty sure that's not how it works, young man.
Well, it could be.
It should be.
Just
really.
take some convincing.
Yeah, some strong arming. Maybe I'll send Lyle Alzado after him next time and convince him to see things my way.
Yeah.
So let me know in the comments if you think I got a good deal. Jared thinks maybe I could have done better, and maybe he's right, but it was an auction, and so I set a ceiling for myself of $100 and that's where the auction ended. And so I kind of just snuck in there and got it under the wire. And let me know in the comments, though, what you guys think. And if you guys collect vintage, maybe there are some cards in here that looked really good to you. If there were any standouts, please let me know what they looked like to you. And I appreciate you viewing. Once again, we're in the holiday season here. I know you're very busy and you have a lot going on. I hope this was enjoyable and relaxing to you, even though it was a little long. It's great to have you on the channel, and I so much appreciate your subscription and your comments. Appreciate you giving the video a like, and I will see you next time. For now, happy collecting.